Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So if you cannot hear it in the enthusiasm in my voice, I am so excited. So tomorrow is a big day for us. So in case you guys missed my last video, I talked about it a little bit, but basically I am finally having my flight attendant vacation time. So last year because of COVID, I didn't get my vacation because instead I got the gift of furlough. So this year finally I am getting twice as much vacation. I'm getting the week of this year and the week of last year to be put together. So for those of you who do not know, as far as like vacation works for flight attendants, the longer that you are with the company, the more vacation time you get. So I have been with the company almost 5 years now. I did work for another airline for a year prior, but unfortunately that just does not count. So right now I have a week of vacation plus last year's week of vacation. So I'm getting 2 weeks and we are finally going to Germany. I am so excited. So my husband is from Germany. I imported him over like a fine wine, but we haven't gotten to go back for like, give or take, about 3 years just because of the immigration process of us getting married and then COVID happened. So it has been crazy and I am so excited. But right now we're trying to get like the house all picked up, trying to get everything put away. Just because I don't know if y'all are anything like me, but it stresses me out. It gives me the worst anxiety when I think about coming back from a long trip to a messy house. I mean, a messy house in general, just, I cannot. I feel like I can't think when things are cluttered. Like I'm the queen of throwing everything away. And that has bit me in the butt sometimes. I've accidentally thrown some stuff away I actually needed. But anyways, so I'm also packing everything up. Excuse the towels, we had to give the dogs a bath. But I'm also getting everything packed. And I did feel like some of you guys were going to ask me questions about like tips and tricks and what to bring for an international trip. So I did want to share a couple of my favorite things to bring along with me. And then we are going to be doing a little changing around the house that I'm going to take you through. So first and foremost, in today's time and age, I'm gonna be bringing a fat stack of masks. These are my absolute favorite. I've had some of you guys ask me about which masks these are. I did get them off of Amazon and they are the Korean mask. They are like the most breathable, comfortable masks ever. They do need to say made in Korea. If they do not say that, like down here, then they are not the real deal. But I will link these down below for you. So I will be taking a bunch of those. So this is the next thing I'm going to be packing. So this one specifically is from Lululemon. It's one of their scarves, but it's as big as a shawl. I will link this one as well as one other one that I absolutely love down below. But the reason I will always take one of these is because they are great. You can obviously wear it as a scarf, which it's wintertime right now, so that is perfect. But it is big enough. Let's see. Let me go ahead and undo this. But it's also big enough to be a travel blanket. So the little flimsy blankets, especially if you are in the back in the main cabin, just don't cut it for me. So I always like to carry one of these with me. I also love to bring another jacket over myself that I just use as a blanket as well. So you will see, like, most likely tomorrow I'm going to be in like some kind of like sweat setup, something comfortable, tennis shoes in case there is an emergency. That's just like the flight attendant in me that's like, do not wear flip-flops. Don't do it. Wear shoes that if you need to evacuate, you can get out of there in a hurry. But anyways, that's kind of gonna be the setup, but then I will bring like a shacket or some kind of overcover heavy duty thing that I can also double down as a blanket because I get super cold and I know a lot of people do. And that's also a great tip on domestic flights because on domestic flights, a lot of times there are no pillows and blankets. So both of those are a great necessity. And again, I will link this down below for you guys. So for you guys who are familiar with my channel, you will very much recognize this. It is my tech case. It goes on every single flight attendant trip with me, and it will be going on this one as well. Makes it easy because a watch is a required item, so I keep my Apple Watch chargers in here, my flight attendant tablet chargers in here, my phone chargers in here, and all of my camera stuff. So I always keep all of my batteries fully charged for my camera. I keep all of my SD cards. A lot of them aren't in here right now, but they will be. I also have this bad boy to link up to my computer, so that just goes, I slide it right into the top part. But inside, I keep all of my phone stuff. Now this one doesn't have it on there right now, but you'll also see like I have these twist ties. So these are great for tying up your electronics. So I keep all of my chargers and everything I need in here. My Rode mic for my camera battery chargers and that sort of stuff. Now the next thing I'm going to recommend you take is headphones, but hear me out for a minute because it's not going to be your traditional advice of headphones. So you do need to take a pair of headphones that have this specific backing on them, because a lot of times if you're traveling internationally, there are going to be TV screens that you're going to be able to use, and they are going to need this specific adapter. Now your wireless or your Bluetooth stuff is not going to work on that, so you want one that's going to be like this. But also if you have your phone or your tablet with you, especially if you have this little plug at the bottom, I recommend that you have some kind of headphones that are also going to work for a device that you're also going to take, because every now and again the TVs don't work, or like one specific TV doesn't work and the plane's full and they can't move you anywhere. So you just never know if that's gonna happen or not happen, so it's better to prepare ahead of time for those. Now, another thing that I highly suggest that you do right now is that you look up any like requirements before you go. And I would even say to like recheck like a day or two before you leave anywhere, especially knowing like what forms you need to fill out, knowing if you need to be vaccinated, testing or anything, just because like every day stuff is changing. Literally on a daily basis, it's changing. So it's good to look like a day or two before your flight in case like something did change. And I would even recommend looking to see if you need like any vaccine or booster requirements, like once you get there, to go into any restaurants or things like that. I know specifically for Germany that we are going to need to have not just the vaccine, but the booster to go into restaurants and stuff like that. They have a whole system, which is actually why we waited a few days before we could go, because Chip needed to go get his booster shot done. I already had mine. So definitely take a picture with your phone of any of those documents before you leave, in case you lose something or something happens. You at least have a photocopy of it. And lastly, I definitely recommend that you leave like any keys, whether that's a car key, house key, mail key, any like copies with somebody in case there's an emergency or you need something checked on, or like some mail comes in or something. Like, have somebody who can look after your stuff for you, especially if you're expecting packages like I am, so somebody can come get them so they're not like waiting for 2 weeks on your doorstep. Now, obviously, like as a flight attendant, I have so much advice. Like I have so many products I can recommend, so much other stuff that even I'm bringing that I'm not going through. I've done so many like Amazon videos with you guys about products I love. Like I have a whole playlist of stuff if you want to check some of it out, whether that be international like plug converters, definitely recommend. Charging ports, like something to charge your phone, like cordless charging, what is it called? You know what I mean? Like the little charging blocks, things like that. So there's definitely more advice that can be had, but I'm gonna just leave you with that. Otherwise this video is going to be so long. But while I'm in the bedroom right now, I want to show you guys what we are changing. Ta-da! This is like the worst reveal ever. But as you can see from this beautifully ugly display, we did not make our bed today, which is actually very abnormal for us. But the reason for this is because there's a little bit of method to our madness, and that is because we are gonna be changing the mattress. So you guys may remember this video where we put a Nectar mattress into our guest room, and I was so jealous that it wasn't in our main bedroom, and I told you guys we need a new one. Well, today we are gonna be doing just that. We need a great night's sleep before we go to Germany, so we are gonna be switching all of this out. But before we roll out the big, beautiful mattress herself, I do wanna go ahead and thank Nectar for sponsoring today's video. Every time somebody would come stay at our house, they would just rave about that mattress. And every time they would rave about it, I would just get a little bit more jealous inside. So finally, we are updating our bedding and we are gonna bring it in here. So once again, we do have the Nectar Copper Premium Mattress, and it is amazing. So the Nectar Premier Copper Mattress is an absolute game changer because it has a cover that contains copper fibers. Copper is well known to help provide a cool to the touch or cooling sensation, and we all know how important sleep is for our health and just our overall well-being. So other than the cover with the copper fibers, the Nectar Premier Copper Mattress also has 3 layers. So the first layer is 4 inches and it's infused gel memory foam. So this helps with temperature regulation, so it cools and contours and helps really conform to your body. The second layer is a 1-inch soft foam layer, and this really adds a supportive layer. And then last but not least, there is a 9-inch third layer, and this is the standard foam base layer. And another reason to love Nectar is because there is free shipping and returns, a forever warranty is available, and not to mention they have a 365 night trial. So this allows customers to try out the mattress in their home for 365 nights, which is absolutely unheard of. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh,
so good.
It's so good. I just don't know how they make it so comfortable. Okay, what do you think? Gonna get enough sleep for the trip?
I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
I don't think we're going on a trip. I think we're gonna miss the bed too much. I'm gonna find Chip still here tomorrow. Do you know who would really enjoy this?
What you think, buddy? You like the mattress? Ooh, looks like it didn't take you too long.
So I think we are the most comfortable people on the absolute planet right now. Like, I don't know how Nectar does it, but it is pure magic how comfortable this is. Like, it is just so soft and plush and amazing and just, oh. But if you want a little piece of your own magic, go head down to my description box below and click that link so you can get a Nectar mattress yourself. Once again, thank you to Nectar for sponsoring today's video. Now I think we're gonna put some sheets on and enjoy. She's already way ahead of me. I think we're gonna put some sheets on this bed and go ahead and enjoy it. And I will see you guys tomorrow when we head to Germany.
You whisper gently to the silent trees.
Good morning, you guys! So we are getting ready for Germany. We look a whole mess. Are you excited?
Yep.
It is cold and gray outside, and I got an alert yesterday on my phone saying our flight might be canceled. I guess Texas, but not just Texas, but like kind of everywhere. Ugh, post the map. Everywhere is expecting a snowstorm. Now, fingers crossed, we're supposed to get out of here like 2 hours before it really shows up. So hopefully nothing goes wrong. Chippy, do your dances, do your good luck dances. So hopefully nothing goes wrong and we make it okay. Otherwise, otherwise it might be a couple days before we get out of here. My dad is going to be watching the dogs and my aunt is in town, so her dogs are here. So they're gonna get to have a little play date for like a week and a half.
You're going on a play date? I know, it's so exciting. That's so exciting. Where's Mama? Mama, you going on a play date? You excited? You excited, Mama? Yeah, that's right. That's way better. You're excited. But before we leave, they need this. Someone's already excited. I can hear him going off. Are you excited? You want another treat? Oh, yummy heartworm medication. You want another treat? Ooh, what's that? Yummy.
We're officially all packed up in the truck. We got two nervous little ones over here. They don't really know quite what's going on yet, and this is the longest that we've ever left them. So hopefully they just have a little fun, a little playtime, and that'll be it. Okay, the dogs are off at doggy daycare, so the parental units are finally going. I always feel weird even when the dogs are at the groomers, so I have trust issues. So as we're driving to parking, you can see the skies are so gray. It looks very, very much like we're gonna get some snow later on because it doesn't often look like this. I think we're gonna get out just in the nick of time, but I've already gotten another alert about possibly canceling flights here. So I know they've been canceling some stuff, especially up north, but we're gonna cross our fingers. We're gonna get out of here and we're gonna miss the whole like snowmageddon in Texas again.
All right, let's go, Chippy Chip.
Let's go, Chippy Chip.
We just missed the shuttle that was here, so now we have to wait on the next one.
So Chip and I gathered all of our stuff and we headed onto the shuttle. So a little less known fact though is that crew members actually cannot go through crew security when traveling internationally. So we both had to go through normal TSA before we had a little bit of time to spare before our flight. But once we got on the flight, we actually got first class seats. So this is my little pod up in first class of the 777-200. So I kind of wanted to show you guys around of what you can expect when you travel first class internationally. So you start with this little cubby holder right here, and it also has the remote to the TV. It also has another little cabinet over here, and I just stuck the Amenity Kit in there that I will be going through with you guys later. I also have the reading light right above me, as well as when you go back down, you can see where you can control the seats. So these seats are so cool. As you can see, there's 3 levels on the right side as well as little buttons. So you can completely recline lean the seat back as well as lay it all the way flat like a bed, and it is awesome. They also hand you a pair of Bang & Olufsen luxury headphones at the beginning of the flight so you can watch your TV with these. You do have to give them back at the end though. And so finally we started taking off and started heading for Germany. Now one of the cool things is there's actually an armrest right here, but you have to wait until you've hit sterile before you can open it up. And it has a really cool compartment in it that you can put more storage stuff in it if you need it. And here was that amenity kit that I was talking about. So they give this out as well at the beginning of the flight with the pair of headphones, and inside it comes with a pair of socks. Now these are very lightweight, but they're nice to put on in flight. It also comes with an eye mask that you can use in your nice lay down seat, as well as a dental kit. And this is amazing because you can actually brush your teeth, especially if you've been sleeping on these international flights. And then there's a pen and some lotion, and this lotion smells so good. I'm definitely gonna go buy it for myself because I was impressed. And lastly, there is a pair of earplugs in there. So I started messing with the tray table because all of them are different, and I know from experience that the flight attendants will start preparing the meals and the bread and the warm nuts once you get out of sterile. So this one was actually pretty cool. It can slide all the way up or back or be expanded. And then the warm nuts as the starter are my absolute favorite before they move into the appetizer. Now I will be honest with you guys, I forgot to show the main meal, and I'm not the biggest fan of airplane food, just being completely transparent, but this dessert was so good. And then I just ended up watching movies, killing some time. I love the old classic movies before we ended up doing breakfast, which was an omelet, and there I'm still watching older movies. But after quite a few hours, we finally started getting ready to land. So once you land, you do have to exit the aircraft and get all of your documents like your passport, vaccination card, and all of that stuff, and head for customs for them to check you out.
We made it!
So one thing that I didn't tell you guys though is we have to go to a funeral. So Chip's grandfather died, so we're gonna pick up our bags, his family's gonna pick us up, and we're going straight to the funeral. So there's probably gonna be a gap that I'm just not gonna be filming any of that because that's like weird. So we're getting our bags right now and we're gonna head out of here. Alright, let's go. So Chip's brother just said that he's about 30 minutes away, so we are at a bakery. Chip says it's really good. Where is it? There it is. So we're gonna go over there and get some coffee so we can stay awake and, you know, just coffee. So I got a latte, but something funny that I've learned this the hard way and accidentally messing it up with salt is their sweetener. So like their Sweet and Low has like little tablets.
They look like little baby pills, anti-baby pills.
Just little tablets. That's their sweeteners. But one time when I first was, I think it's, oh no, there's two in there. When I first was hanging out with Chip, I put a whole lot of salt in my coffee. And then I was too embarrassed. I didn't want to say anything. And then we have the cream. And then Chip also got a pastry, which I'll let him explain what it is.
Richtig schöne Nussecke.
I went to like read the ingredients, not realizing like I'm not gonna be able to read most of it. But I do know there is marzipan in that.
It's basically, translated called a nut corner. It's nuts, marzipan, like crusto, and then chocolate.
Crusto.
Crusto. Crusto.
Crusto. All right, here's my first nut corner.
It's a nut corner.
Bite.
Nut corner. Nut corner is good.
It's sweet and dry.
No, for coffee. That's why it's dry. Now take a sip.
Okay.
Amazing.
I feel like a lot of German cookies and desserts are drier. Like people tend to have them with coffee or tea or something. But
No tea.
no tea. No tea. Just coffee. Latte is really good. Extra foamy. Okay, so we're gonna enjoy this and wait for our ride with Chip's Nut Corner.